Well, a very good morning to you all. This is Saturday morning, the end of the first week in September, and I'm making this wee video just as part of what I used to do some time ago. I did a series called the Cottage Diaries, and that was just, putting videos out, recording my life here, a lovely kind of miscellany of stuff. So, welcome to the Cottage Diaries. This is Bealtaine the Cottage. My name is Colette O'Neill, and you're very welcome. I'm going to be talking a little bit about a special dress I got for my birthday celebrations coming up in October. So stay with me and have a look and tell me what you think of the dress. So this is Saturday morning, and I'm about to take Patsy for a walk down to Kilronan Castle, and before I do that, I'm going to make myself a cup of tea, but I thought I'd just put this short video out, a little bit of an update. I'm trying to keep going with this Cottage Diaries theme, the one that I started, maybe a couple of years ago. I love the idea of just sharing what I'm doing every day and sharing how nature is just charging ahead with autumn. And also I wanted to share with you some clothes I bought recently in the charity shop. Don't tell anybody. Okay, here we go. I'm wearing my red boots, which are very comfortable, which I got years ago. I mean, they're just probably a decade old or something like that. But anyway, I got this beautiful shirt in one of the charity shops up in Belfast. It's cotton. I think it's Marks and Spencer's. Certainly feels of that kind of quality. Love it, absolutely love it. Got loads more clothes. Hang on, I want to show you a dress that I got a few years back, which I'm keeping for my birthday in October because, it's the big 7-0. Yeah, so I thought I'd just look extra fab for it. So just hold on when I go and get the dress. I want to show you this beautiful dress. I've had it in mothballs, so I've had to hang it out on the veranda for quite some time in order to, look at this. Look at this. Kind of a fishtail dress, 1930 style, which I love. And because it's cut on the bias, okay, I know it looks very slimline, and I will have lost a bit more weight before then. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Should I do a singing in the rain kind of dance going into the hotel? Gotta have fun with fashion. If you can't have fun with your clothes, then life is hardly worth living. Right, there we go. Each morning, when I go out into my woodland and garden, I come back with a basket of harvest. I've got apples and logs and kindling and feverfew and oregano. Well, I don't mess around when I cook. I rarely follow recipes and I simply go to my fridge and my pantry, see what I have there and think, okay, can I throw all this together and make a meal? Well, usually I can. And in this case, this is my sort of cauldron of plenty, as I call it. And I started with a little bit of olive oil and some chopped onions and some tikka masala curry paste. Could be any one of the curry pastes, they're all delicious. And then I just throw in on top of that whatever vegetables I have, including frozen vegetables. And I finish it off with a can of chickpeas because I'm vegan. Although that shouldn't be an issue at all. You know, you can do it with any meat or whatever you want. So my gardener friend is here with me today and been doing another big bit of work as well as a little bit of woodwork repair on the lodge, on the studio. I used to call it the lodge, it's now the studio anyway. So 3 plants, including a sycamore tree, dug out of over here. And this is to enable me just to flatten all the ground before I put the grass seed in. Beginning to move some of the big plants that are stuck in pots over near the cottage. This is around the front of the cottage, it's been there for years, but definitely has become very root bound and has to be planted out. It's a variegated holly, so I really sort of love the way it brings light down into the garden. So I'm thinking to myself, it could go in along this border, not too sure. I have to think about this. Or it could possibly go in up here, maybe over there. I've got to be careful because I've got this little tree which has a fairly big canopy. I might trim the canopy back a little bit. So also been working on the orchard, or I say this is just part of the orchard. It's the first part of the orchard that I ever planted. So you can see all the windfalls here have been clearing up and down along there. And you can see now what's happened. We have literally levelled all the plants that were in here. There were a lot of weeds, a lot of raspberry canes, a lot of cherry trees coming up, which are part of the root system, I think, of the cherry tree over there. And it just had to all be levelled in order, again, to make this orchard accessible and manageable in the years to come. So the plum tree I still have to cut back, but you can see the general look, I think is quite good because it's all about accessibility. So yeah, tough work, but once it's done, it'll be easily managed. And that's the thinking behind all this process. So the bindweed hadn't quite got in here, but definitely the cleavers have, or had, should I say, because of course it's past tense now. And oh, this is another cherry tree coming up. That was the original one there, which was very badly damaged in Storm Éowyn. And if you remember, I literally cut the top off it completely because it was all broken and snapped. That's come on a treat. But since that happened, it's done what trees usually do when they go into a sort of threatened state. They start to put out suckers and runners, and you can see there's another one there taken out. I'm going to leave this so as part of a hedge now. I'm just going to trim it down as part of a hedge. And I'll leave this tree here because it's not really in the way. The cleavers, I should be able now just to pick those off. And as I've said before, when I was talking about the lunacy garden, mowing will keep everything in check and in place, and will mean that there's very little sort of upkeep, if you like. You can see where everything has been piled up down here. So the area should be much easier managed using the battery operated tools that I have, including the hedge trimmer, the strimmer, the lawnmower. So this will just be, rather than just a path, it'll be lawn. Because these apple trees need to have the space and also the access for ongoing maintenance and, of course, collection of the harvest. Been very difficult getting in there. I mean, these apples were just pulled out from there. They just dropped down into all the weeds. So, there we go. And here's the pattern for the poncho, which I'm very pleased with. Actually, it's a brilliant pattern, but I have altered the neck on this green poncho that I've made. Thank you, Beth. What a beautiful picture you've sent me. Much appreciated. And I love the reference to Bram Stoker.